Okay, welcome back. As I said, we have very special guests today. Now I have someone very, very special. I'm so glad she's here. She told me it's the first time in Brazil. I've met her in Paris and I was impressed because I think I never in 25 years and I've worked in technical areas met someone who has all technical knowledge and experience, but also communication skills, and she's amazing. So, Holly, thank you so much for being here in Brazil.
Thank you so much, Paula. It's been so lovely to be here. What a beautiful country.
Did you
My
like
goodness.
Brazil?
I want to come back. Will you let me come back?
For sure. Then we
Okay.
are going to Rio, to Fortaleza, beach
Oh,
cities.
yes. No, I have not been to a beach city yet in Brazil,
They
but
are
I hear they're
amazing.
beautiful. So there is a need to come back.
Yeah, you are invited anytime you
Thank
want.
you.
But if I ask our FBOs, mainly the ones that were Sunday in the training, if I ask them if they want you here again, I'm sure they want.
I would hope so.
Yeah, no, for me, as I'm quite new here, I have so many doubts. You know what I told my husband this morning?
What'd you
I
say?
think I don't know if it was yesterday or this morning. I told I'm going to start taking move
Good.
because he did.
Oh, good.
I don't know who told him about this product. I don't know if it was Aiden, and he started taking it. And after the training, I said I will move also.
Yes, it's
So
an amazing product. I don't think our FBOs realize how special that product is.
yeah,
It's
we
truly
are going to talk
remarkable.
about move
Yeah, we
also
will.
today. But
Yes.
before this, so I really would like to know what did you like more in Brazil?
Well, first of all, the people. So when I travel to countries, I don't really get to see the countries very much. I get to have a really good meal usually, and I get to meet our FBOs. And I feel like I get a heartbeat of the country by meeting our FBOs. And so for me, that's really the most important is meeting those who are really on the ground, who are working and building forever. That's my first favorite. So meeting all of our leaders and our FBOs and listening to them, that gave me a lot of joy. But oh my goodness, Paula, the food here, oh, you have fed me and fed me and fed me. But the variety and the flavors and the range, oh, it's been so delightful. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking a few extra pounds home of Brazil with me because we have eaten well.
No, I don't think so. I've seen you first. You balance your meals. You
do.
told me. So when you have very good lunch, you do not have dinner or
don't.
breakfast. Yes, I took her to churrascaria. She liked a lot pão de queijo. Like the cheese
Oh, it
bread.
was
Yes.
so good. That I had to limit myself because I could have eaten a meal just of that.
I can tell you, pão de queijo, there is no gluten, no lactose.
I know. That was amazing. And it felt like it was light as air, so there were no calories too, right?
Yeah. Just air inside,
Just air.
No, in fact, there is lactose because we have cheese.
Yes. Yeah, there would be
No
lactose,
gluten.
no
So,
gluten.
but you also are someone that tastes everything. I
do.
saw you also, no, and not only food, but you were taking some fibers, testing some products.
So, Paula, one thing that anybody who spends more than an hour with me will notice is I am always taking sachets and drinks and shots and capsules and pills because ultimately I'm the guinea pig. I'm trying all new products on myself first. And so, while it's not about me and I'm only one person in a world of multi-million around the forever world, I have to have an understanding of how it tastes and how the textures and how they feel and if they upset my tummy or if they give me a headache or like with lotions and creams, if they make a difference or if they're just average. I need to have that experience so that I can direct the R&D team how to make modifications to make them better. But when I go into the development mode of making a product, I have to remove my personal bias, which is why I do try many things here in Brazil as far as foods and drinks. And I go to the stores and I look to see what's being sold in Brazil because then, and you saw this yesterday, I can go into a place and I can say, make this 50% less sweet, change out this ingredient, because now I have an understanding of what's being sold in the local market and I can direct R&D accordingly so that it's not what Holly likes, but it's what will sell in Brazil.
No, that's nice. And she really did that. Like, put more this and put more that. And she visits some stores here. So for sure you told me you write for example, every country you go,
I
you
do.
taste energetic drinks.
I
Yes?
do. I do. I taste energy drinks because we've got our fab right now, but we're looking at ways of differentiating fab from other competitors. So every country I visit, and any country manager that I've traveled with will know this, I will buy an energy drink, the same brand, in every single country to taste. Is it more sweet? Is it more sour? Does it taste artificial? Because you'd be surprised how different the same brand tastes all over the world. And I have a little travel notebook that I travel with, and I'll make notes. So the last country I was in Singapore. And I bought one when I was in Singapore, and I have my notes from Singapore and the date. And then I bought one when I was in Brazil, and I have my notes from that as well. The Brazilians like things a little bit sweeter than some of the other countries, but that's okay. That's a flavor preference and that's a taste profile. But yeah, I have a notebook and I make very, very copious notes about what I experience so that then I can look back and say, of that energy product or that same brand, look at how different it is around the world, even though it's one brand, which tells me that with Forever, we can have some room for adjustment, some flexibility to make it a little bit more regionalized. So it's
Oh, that's
important.
so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that I was just watching her and she does it. It's amazing. And just to FBOs understand a little bit about our innovation process, because usually it's not so easy as we think, like I have an idea, I just write down a formula, does it, and put on the market. So
No.
how long does it take?
So the average life cycle for a new product to be created is a minimum of 2 to 3 years. Now, sometimes we will rush products just because I've had an idea and it's partially finished, and so then it'll just be picking it back up. But generally, I have a product roadmap, and it contains the next 5 years of products. So I know what I'm working towards for 26, like 2027, 28, 29, right now today. And then I have anywhere between 32 and 45 new products in development at any given time. Because what will happen is we'll get down the process of creating a new product and it'll fail stability, or we just can't get it right under all of the regulations that we're restricted by, or the flavor may not just be right. So at any point, a product will be kicked out of the process and a new product will enter in. And then as we're working, we really narrow down to 1 or 2, in some cases 3 to 4 products that will actually launch. So of the 35 or 40 products I'm working on, only 2 to 3 will launch in any given year. So I need to have the pipeline filled with products at various stages, whether it's concept, whether it's prototype. So we go out, we do the research, we come back, I say to the R&D team, we're going to create let's use energy drinks. I want it to taste like this. I want it to have these ingredients. I want it to have these functions. I want it to have these natural sugars or these sweeteners. And then I'll give that direction to them. They'll give me a prototype, and then I try it and I'll say, oh, it's a little bitter or it's sour. Let's remove this ingredient. Let's try this. And then we begin the innovation and the development process. So I have samples in my office at all different stages. It may be close to completion or it may be just starting, but I have samples of many, many different new concepts in my office at any given time. And then I present to the executive team. So that would be, Greg and Aiden, Gary, Garen, and then the executive vice president. So, a lot of the like Rhonda, Darren, Rob, Melissa, Cindy, we've got a whole boardroom of people that I present to, and I will share the idea with them. And then ultimately it's them that will say, we like it or we don't like it. And then I proceed. Now, I want to be very clear about one thing. If I'm told no, because maybe they don't understand it, or maybe they don't use it, or maybe they just don't think it's right, if I firmly believe it is, I don't hear no, I hear not now. So I will tuck it away and I'll bring it back another 6 to 9 months later, and I might change it a little bit and I'll represent it. So some of the products like that we're launching now, I was like, for instance, we have a collagen product That I presented in 2018, and we did not launch it until 2022 or 2022, I believe, is when we finally launched it. So it took me a while to convince the executives that collagen is a product that we need in this format. And then once they get it, then they're like, okay, let's launch. So it's not as easy as just, I'm going to write a recipe, we're going to create it, we're going to process it, we're going to put it into production and sell it. It has to be the right time. It has to meet the right need. And it also has to meet a global.
Yes, you told me this,
profile.
how it's hard to develop in terms, not only regulatory, that is wow, I
That is-
cannot
that's one
imagine,
thing in itself.
but also in terms of texture, flavor, sensorial points of view.
Yes.
Like, so you told me that, yes, that is one product should fit
Everybody.
everybody.
I have a direction from the executive team to create a formula that meets everybody's needs. So I am allowed one formula or one product, and then I have to sell it to all the forever countries. And that's really difficult because, like here in Brazil, you have very specific fragrance or flavor preferences. And then you have like the Asian, and then you have Europe, and everybody's very different. And yet I'm trying to create a product that is mainstream, that meets the majority, not the minority. So more, the minority would be, I don't like flowers, or I don't like fruit, or I don't like the taste of this or that. Whereas the majority of people like a citrus flavor. And so I'll try to get the broadest range of consumers in a global population. That's what we target. So I understand if people say, oh, I don't like the smell, or I don't like the fragrance or the taste. I'm sorry. But we do look at a lot of data and a lot of research to determine what is the right direction for everybody.
Yeah, no, that's a nice point, because usually I also hear, and we could see that on Sunday with the questions, people getting their personal needs or preference and say, can you do this? Can you do that? Like they think it's simple changes, but imagine a simple change for more than 100 countries. Yes.
Exactly.
And also you told me the challenge of having the pricing of doing a product, because we can do anything. I say the man went to the moon.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. But did they drive a Toyota or they drive a Lexus?
Yes,
Right?
for
You know,
sure. So everything is possible. The
That's
question
right.
is how much time and money it's going to cost.
Exactly.
So sometimes we have desires when we say, oh, this product could have this and that, or different packaging, but at the end, you also have to balance costs. Yes.
do. And we pay our FBOs so well. In fact, in a lot of countries, we're the highest paying direct selling or network marketing company in the world. We pay out the highest percentage of commissions for people to promote our products. And in order to do that, you have to have a reasonable price that people are going to buy it, because we're based on a business of consumption. And so the product has to appeal not just in flavor and texture and sales points, but also in price.
Sure.
So there's so many variables to balance. And at the end of the day, it's really hard to do all of them perfectly. So yeah, people are going to say, oh, it's too expensive, or I don't like the way this performs, or whatever. And that's okay. You know,
And
it's not for
mainly the
everybody.
ones that we have competitors.
Yes.
Because sometimes like Arlo, I think it's more like us. Yes.
Yes.
We're the
yes.
biggest one. But when you go to like for skincare, and I know there is a lot of FBOs here that say, why we don't have all the skincare products from forever? And one of the studies we did is to understand what we sell more here. And by far, like 90% are juice and nutrition.
Yes.
So
Because we're a health and wellness company first, right? And that starts with products we consume. Yeah, we take
inside.
inside.
Yeah, inside. And then